Hey everybody, so these dried enough that I could unclamp them and take them out to the workbench and sand the edges. By the way, welcome to part 2 of making custom orthotics live. So I went out and sanded the edges nicely, as you can see, hopefully. And so now I'm going to create another little channel all the way around the edge so that I can sew the edges nicely together. And this does take practice to get it just right. It's got to be on the right angle. And it's got to be kept in the camera view at the same time. There we go. Look at that one big old long strip of leather. Okay, so let's do the other one. You guys see that? Looks like it. Okay. So now we're ready to sew all the way around the edge. Is that a good view? Probably. Now this is where I check the tension of the seam against the head of the zipper here, because that tension has to be just right so that no holes can leak out of the orthotic and so that the zipper won't move after you've snugged it up there and it's perfect. It's absolutely right on the money. I have to move you back so I can turn the orthotic. Also, sometimes when I'm sewing these seams, I like to have extra light. And I really like these new headlights that I got for doing this. That's even better. Okay. So there's that seam done all the way around. Let's do the other one. corners are the hardest part. Staying right in the groove and turning this perfectly. Okay, there we go. They're sewn all the way around now. Okay, so now I've got to determine, once again, usually what I would do, I've got to determine where the front and back seams are. And usually what I would have is a foot pattern. But in this case, since I already have an orthotic, I'm just using this one. This is the ones out of my bike shoes. So I'm going to carefully make one very small mark right there where that one intersects. And then I'm going to make another very small mark right there where that one intersects. And I put my straight edge down and connect the two marks and put a mark, a very tiny mark, so that it's not very noticeable, right there in the center. Only I know about it, me and you guys. Then we're going to make a mark right there on the leather and draw our line. But instead of making a solid line this time, we're just going to make dots, dashes. We're just going to make dashes. And then when we go to cut the groove, we're going to try and remove those dashes with this. And usually I'm pretty good at doing that. We'll see how I do today. Now I've got to connect it from here down to here with a perfect line. Now I do have to be able to see these, so they can't be too light. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing with the back seam. 1 3/4 was what I made this one. Sometimes they're 1 1/2, sometimes they're 1 3/4. There, 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 there. Okay, now we're gonna do this one. And I have to flip that over and make the mark right there. And make this mark right there. And then we'll connect them with one very small mark right there. And then we'll come up 1 1/4. Once again, Mm. This one could be a little bit farther that way. Okay, now I'm making my back seam. Okay. Okay, now the hard part. This is probably the hardest part to do. You take the guide off of this, and you have to do this very carefully. Because I want to remove that ink line completely and only leave a channel. Not so easy to do. Okay, I did pretty good on that one. Not perfect, but not bad. That one I did really good. See if I can do better on this one. I can really just barely see it under the blade. That one I did really good. You can only see one little tiny bit of ink right there. Okay. That one's perfect. So there's our channels cut. Now I've just got to sew that seam right in that little channel. Come on over here with me. That's good. Okay. This has to be done really slow because it's got to be perfect. Perfecto. I'm going to go one more half a stitch here. And then back. One more. Okay. If you're interested in one of these, a pair of these orthotics, just go down to the description box where you will find a link to my website. Okay, there's one done. If you're wondering what that light is, it's just some extra light so I can see right where the seam is being stitched. Okay. There we go. One perfect pair of orthotics. There's just one more thing to do, and that is to put a label on the bottom of them. So let's do that now. I'm just going to put one label on one of the orthotics. There's no sense in being ridiculous about this. So all I want to do is let's do the right one. And we're just going to put some, let's see, I need a piece of paper here. Okay. So we're going to put some liquid latex down right in the middle. It's got to be wide enough and long enough. And I don't want to make a big freaking mess out of it. I want it to be clean. Remember, this is going to dry clear. So now I'm going to apply some liquid latex to the tag. On the back. And now I need to place it on there, and I'm going to use these little needle nose pliers to do that. And if I screw up live on YouTube, I will be a sham or something. Okay, so I got a couple of little things hanging off there, so I'm going to try and cut them. Yay. Okay. Can he do it? Can he do it? Right on there. Okay, so now I'm going to get it on there good enough. And then we're going to put some more rubber on top. Once again, this dries clear. Just a little bit to cover. Hope you can see that. Just to cover it up a little bit. Perfect. Perfecto. So there you go. There's the bottom of the orthotics with one label affixed. And after that label dries, it'll look like that. Rubber. Just totally sealed into the rubber. But it'll look better than this one because I did that one perfect. Okay. So there you go. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed watching me make a pair of custom leather orthotics. Once again, you can buy a pair if you go down to the description box, and there should be a link there for them, or go to brettsnaturalhealth.com. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Bye. Hello, Connor and Terry. Does anybody have any other questions? No questions? Well, thanks for joining me.